Alright, welcome! Mike Simmons of WordPressHowTos.com here. Have you been wanting to have your own website, perhaps to promote your business online, or to make money in internet marketing, or just want to make a personal website just for fun, but you thought that making your own website requires you to be a combination of a graphic artist and a coding expert, and besides it just costs quite a bit to make a website anyway, doesn't it? Well guys, the good news is neither is true. I'll be showing you how to build your own website for very little dollars, and you don't need to know any HTML, PHP, and all that stuff, not when you create your website using WordPress. I'll be taking you step by step through the process so that by the end of this video you'll have all the information you need to get your own WordPress website up and running very quickly. Now, becoming proficient at creating WordPress websites is just like anything else. You need to have the basics down first. But once you've mastered the basics, and my beginner's tutorials will show you what you need to know, you are going to be able to expand upon this knowledge and learn how to create a professional looking, highly functional WordPress website. You'll be able to save money building your own business website instead of paying a web designer, for example. You will also have the tools you need to get started making money in internet marketing by creating niche sites. So, starting to get interested? Alright then, let's get started. Here's just a brief overview of what I'll be covering today. Now this first item here, choose domain names. I'm going to go into that just a couple real briefly. That's really up to you. I'll just mention a couple recommendations I have for local businesses, for example. But other than that, this isn't a keyword research video here. After that, though, after you have your domain names choices picked out, I'll show you a really cool site that checks on the availability of the domain names real quickly, just real easy. And then you can click on a link at that site actually and buy a domain name. There's a couple different companies that I recommend. I'll show you which ones I do and why I recommend the two different ones. Then after you get your domain name, you will go into buying hosting. All this is going to be as brief as possible without skipping anything that I think that you would maybe just help you make the process a little smoother. But I'll take you to the company that I recommend and show you why I recommend them. And then after that, we'll connect your domain name to your hosting. And I'll show you how you do that real simple. Then after that, I'll take you through a real simple process of installing WordPress. Real simple, guys. Then after we have the WordPress installed on your account, then we'll just take a little exploration, go through the WordPress Dashboard so you can get a little familiar with it. And then I'll show you how to set up your website. I'll take you through everything almost that you need to know. All the basics so you will be ready to get up and going and get your website online. Okay, now let's go check and find your domain names. Here is the site that I use. Just type in instant. And I'm just going to click on this to make it a little faster. Just click on instantdomainsearch.com. Now this is, before you get started, well, I'll show you right over here. Down on the advanced options down here, just click, make sure these two boxes are checked. That's just for people that perhaps have a domain name that they have their heart set on. And if the .com isn't available, which is the one we want to have, but if that isn't available and you really want that domain name, you could also see if the .net and .org are available. So what you do here, you just type in your domain name of your choice, and I'm just going to type in something, and it just tells you instantly if it's available. I typed in Mike Loves WordPress, and I like WordPress a lot. Without WordPress, I wouldn't be designing websites and doing marketing for companies online, I don't think. But anyway, now the name that I did type in is available in all three extensions. So here are the two companies that I use and recommend. I'll go through briefly why I use two different ones, or why I recommend two different ones. GoDaddy is the one I use for most of my domains. It's usually the cheapest price, and I've never had any problems, and it's a good company as far as I know. Here's another one I recommend, Namecheap, and I will go into why I recommend them also, even though they're $3.20 more. So first let's click on GoDaddy, and I'll show you kind of how it is at GoDaddy. Now all you do is just click, when you have your domain name of your choice here, click add, and it'll add it to your cart, or add it to your registration over here. Now it says $12.99, you'll get the $7.49 when you go to your shopping cart. So just click add, and you just click continue to registration. And in here you'll have to create an account, and then you'll have to go through the checkout process. I'm not going to do that. I'll just give you one word of advice. They'll just keep trying, as GoDaddy is a company and a business. They're trying to make as much money as they can, so they will try to sell you all kinds of stuff, but my recommendation is not to buy any of it. Just keep, clicking next until you get to where you buy your domain. Alright, so that's GoDaddy. Here's another one that I recommend. Now the reason I do recommend them, I'll show you. I'll just click on that. Namecheap. Now we'll just add it to the cart and I'll show you why I recommend them also. Okay, right here where it says free WhoIsGuard. Now WhoIs is a who. People can enter in your domain name in a WhoIs search and access all your personal information, besides your credit card, of course, but all your other personal information you use to register your domain name, that's going to be available unless you have WhoIsGuard, or I believe GoDaddy calls it privacy. But either way, the first year with Namecheap is free, and then after that it says $2.88, so $2 to $3 a year, something like that. At GoDaddy, I believe it's anywhere from $8 to $11 a year. So if you do want the WhoIsGuard or the privacy, buy your domain at Namecheap instead of GoDaddy. If you don't care, then buy it at GoDaddy to save a couple dollars. Alright, so that's my two recommendations there. So we've got your domain name. You've already done this part, of course. Well, I digress. Now, if you are a local business, like I said, the best domains, there are either two choices. You can use your business name, and if you already have a brand built up, then I would use your business name. You can also use, and that's called a vanity domain name, you can also use keywords in your domain name. What Google tends to give you a little credit, so it'd be something like whatever your niche is, and then your city, or you can add also a state abbreviation, so your state there, or you can put the city and the city first and then your niche, like plumbing Boise, Idaho, or plumbing Boise, or Boise plumbing, or Boise, Idaho plumbing. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Now we've checked your availability of your domain, we bought a domain, now it's time to get some hosting. So here is the company that I use. HostGator is who I use and recommend, and the reason I do recommend them, I have used other hosting companies before, and they were okay, but the reason I use HostGator is because of their support. Now, right here it says 24/7, 365 technical support, and that's true. I've been on here at 2:30 in the morning. I've been on here at 2:30 in the morning looking, asking questions, and you know what? These guys are pretty knowledgeable, and if in my experience, they can't find the answer, it can't give you an answer, they'll try to find somebody, one of their coworkers that does know something or how to get the answer for you. So great support, guys, and you don't have to file an email support ticket or anything like that like you do with some companies. They're available every single day, every hour of the day. So, and I believe they are US based from who I've dealt with. They sure seem like they're based in the US. So that's why I recommend HostGator. Alright, let's look at the plans they offer. Okay, right here they have a couple different plans. I wouldn't go with the business plan, but the hatchling plan, which is just one domain name, and the baby plan with unlimited domains. Everything else is the same. Great support, unlimited, disk and bandwidth, so as big as the website as you want on there. This one as many domains as you want also. So I would go with the baby plan because you're more than likely going to want to have more than one domain once you get into WordPress, because it's fun just to make some websites, and who knows where you'll go from there. So I'm just going to click on this. Now I will mention that if you want to make this process as simple as possible, you can buy a domain at HostGator so you have everything in one place, but that's not my recommendation. I recommend you keep your hosting company and your domain name registrars separate, just for the fact that if you ever do decide to leave HostGator for some reason, who knows what's going to happen in the future, it makes it a lot more complicated process to do so when you try to transfer your domains and all this other stuff. If you have your domains at a separate place, it's a piece of cake. So that's why I recommend not having a domain and hosting at the same place. So here's a domain I've already bought. You just enter it in over here on the right. Now here's a HostGator's default coupon. They say you save 20%, but it's basically their default price. Here's a coupon code that I have. I am an affiliate of HostGator, and yes, I do receive a small commission if you use my discount code, but it will save you an additional 5%, and it doesn't cost you anything extra. And if you do find my videos and my other material at my site helpful to you, I sure would appreciate it if you would use my my discount code, excuse me. So enough of that. I'm just going to leave that in there to show you the biggest discount you get with HostGator. So you'll just fill out all this information, all your billing, your username, all this other stuff. Here's your billing cycle. Month to month, it'll cost you $7.46 a month. If you do pay for it all at once, you can buy up to 3 years, which will lower the price. But that's up to you. Down here, if you can use PayPal too if you want. Now down here it does have a money back guarantee, it says, and it's actually 45 days, which will give you sufficient time to know if this is what you want or not. HostGator's the company for you. And here's all your other information, and here's what you're going to pay, and then you just click Create Account. Now they'll be sending you an email. I've already done this in advance, so I've got my email ready to go. Now I would highly suggest that you save this email where you can access it. And I also would suggest, if you're going to be getting online and getting some websites, you'll have all sorts of passwords and email passwords and and all that sort of stuff. I would suggest getting a text file or a Excel file, whatever you want, and keeping all your relevant information. You might want to change a password here and there once in a while. Just keep it all where you can access it. It just makes the process a lot simpler to do. So anyway, my suggestion. Alright, so we've got the email. Now here's what we need right now, because we are going to, well, first of all, we'll go to our little list here. We've bought the hosting. Okay, now we need to do this. Connect your domain name to your hosting account. So what we're going to need are called the name servers. So what you want to do is just copy the first name server, and then we will, I'm going to close out this. We won't need that anymore. Now here is GoDaddy. Here's where you need to log in, which I am going to do. Once you're logged in, over in the top left of the menu, hover over domains, and then click on, over on the right on the drop down menu, click on domain management. When you get to domain management, you'll probably only have one domain rather than 52, which is what I have with HostGator. But needless to say, once you find your domain, which will be easy for you, just click in the box there next to your domain name, and then come up to the top where it says name servers. Hover over that and just click set name servers. Okay, over here the radio button, just make sure this one's selected. I have specific name servers for my domains, and yes, you do. Now in name server 1, I'm going to go through the process again and just paste in that first name server. Now in name server 2, just paste in the first one again. The reason you do that is because they're always in sequence, so the numbers are always in sequence. There's just one number different usually. So in my experience anyway, that's the way they always are. So just change that one number, and then click OK to get things rolling here. Now it says it usually takes 2 hours, could take 48. I've never seen it take that long, but I believe it took about an hour and 10 minutes when I did this a few days ago. But it can take 4 hours, so you'll have to take a break after this if you are trying to do everything all on the same day. So just click OK. Alright, now I'll go through the process over at Namecheap. Pretty darn similar, but a few differences, so I'll just walk you through it real quick. You have to be logged in. Now hover over domains over here, and then click on Manage Domains. Okay, then you find your domain name under domain names on the screen here, and then just put a little check in the box and then click Edit Selected. Okay, then over here under General on the left hand side, you just click on Domain Name Server Setup. Then you'll want to have this box checked, specify custom DNS servers, your own DNS servers. DNS is a domain name server. And then paste in the paste in the name servers in the first and second box, and make sure you change the one number there. Then click Save Changes. I'm not going to do so because I've already done this, and I don't want to do that to my domain Namecheap account there. So whichever one you have picked out, GoDaddy or Namecheap, it'll take a couple hours, so now is the time to take a break. So I'll see you when you get back. We are going to be clicking on the control panel link. If you do click on it and it takes you to somewhere else besides the HostGator control panel, you haven't waited long enough. Okay. Alrighty. You guys have a good break. We're ready to roll again. Now we're going to be clicking on the link that says your control panel to go install WordPress. But first I'm going to mention right here, I'll just click it under, put it under here. You can also go to this right here instead of clicking on that link. It takes you to the same place, yourwebsite.com, and then put in a / and then just type in cPanel. That will take you to the same place that this link will, but we'll just go ahead and click on this link. Now, like I said, I've already done this. Now, however long you had to wait, but now we're at your control panel. Lots of stuff to look at, but we're focused. So scroll down to the bottom, and then under Software Services, we're looking for Fantastico Deluxe. That will install WordPress for us. Now, there's other solutions for installing WordPress. HostGator has Quick Install also, which is a very simple process, but we use Fantastico for one main reason. Fantastico lets you choose your administrator username. Quick Install just gives you admin, which is what millions of other folks have. We want a different administrator username besides admin because there are guys out there that hack into websites. And to hack into your WordPress website control panel, if you have admin as their, they only need to do two things, your administrator username and your password. If you use admin, they're already halfway there. So we're going to make it a little tougher for those guys, so we're going to use Fantastico and not have admin as our username. Alright, we're at Fantastico. Just click on WordPress. Oops, WordPress. Okay, then we just click on the blue underlined New Installation. Okay, so there's your domain. You probably, if you have more than one, you'll have a drop-down menu. You don't want to install it under directory, so leave that blank. We'll just put in a name here. Other than admin, it can be pretty much anything you want, and then you can put in a password of whatever you'd like also. Make it have some, capital and lowercase letters and some numbers and some characters in there. Just make it really a kind of a strong password. Okay, now under base configuration, admin nickname, you can leave that blank. That's not really important, but if you want to, you can put something in there. Right here, you want to put in a good email under admin email because we want to receive that email. You can always change this email anytime you want. Make sure you put in a good email right now. I know that one's correct. And then under site name, that'll be your site name or site title. And you can also change that one also anytime you want. But we'll put something in there. Then click on Install WordPress. Okay, step 2, install WordPress. I guess you're just supposed to verify this information is correct. We'll just click Finish Installation. And there you go. Everything's pretty much finished. WordPress is installed. It gives you some do not remove this file. Don't remove it, I guess. And down here, though, I would highly suggest putting in your good email again. And then having them send you these details up here with your username and password and that sort of thing to your email account instead of having to memorize it or start writing it down right now. Okay, they're going to send you an email. Okay, the email came through just right away. It says it's from an unknown sender, I guess. That'll probably be what it'll say to you guys. I'm going to click on that. Now it'll show your username, password, and here's what we need is the admin URL, which is basically just your website address or your URL and then a / and then WP admin. So that's what we want to click on. Now again, I would suggest keeping this email somewhere that you can access, and then also taking all this information here and keeping all that in a separate text or Excel file so you can access it, and it makes life simpler. So anyway, we're going to click on admin URL. And that is going to take you to the WP admin login page. Now I'm going to copy. You'll need this username and password right here in your email. I'm going to copy that password, and I can remember that username, so I'm just going to paste those in. And we'll just log in. Now you're at your WordPress dashboard of your site. I'm going to dismiss that message, and you can take a look at all this stuff. There's lots of information on WordPress.org if you so desire to go there. I'm going to be covering all this relevant information for you guys in one little video, but there's lots of other information. See, if you hover over on the left of this dark toolbar up here, you can go to WordPress.org. There's support forums, all sorts of information. Just more information than you're ever going to access. But I'm going to dismiss that message, and we're going to show you the dashboard real quick. Now you can rearrange your dashboard by moving it around, just holding it over the title bar, and then just left click and hold, and we'll just well, you can open and close those things. This is going to show you what your site is like right now. See, we're using the 2011 theme. It has 6 widgets, which we'll talk about. Oh, we're using WordPress 3.3.1. A lot of times Fantastico is one version behind, but that's not a problem because it's very easy to update, and Fantastico is still the way to go in my opinion, just because you don't have to use admin as a username, as we've already talked about as far as security. But so we've got the one post, one page, one category. You can make a quick post to your blog right here from the dashboard, and there's they have a lot of other information here. Here's your comments that you can take a look at. If you're letting people leave comments, and you might get some spam, you might have to delete a lot of them. But let's go right up here. First of all, now you see it says WordPress is the please update now. Right over here in this black toolbar, you see right here where it says this right here, this is your updates. Now we have, I guess, a couple updates. We're going to click on that. It's so easy to do. Here are your plugin updates, you have theme updates, all sorts of things, but I'll show you how easy it is to update WordPress. They've made this so much easier as each version comes along. There, see, there it's done. But we're going to go back to our page here. Now we have WordPress 3.3.2. Now this is a plugin right here. You can, if you have more than one plugin that needs updating, you just click on that little select all. Ask Emit plugin, that kind of helps with spam in your comments. So we're going to update that plugin, and there we go. That is how easy it is, folks. As easy as it can get. Okay, so we're going to go back to the dashboard. There's not really much else to really talk about. You can explore this more at your leisure. Up here is where you can edit your profile and log out. Always log out after you're done working on your site. Just a good policy, good habit to form. You can make a new post or page or add a new user. All sorts of things right up there. Right here, Mike, that's your site name or site title. I'm going to, where it says visit site, I'm going to right click that link and open link in a new tab, and this is what the site looks like right now, seeing what happens as we update things. Now the first thing we'll do, where it says edit my profile, we'll click on that. Now you notice it opens up the users tab right here. Now you can add, here's all the users right here. We'll click on that. There should only be one, just yourself. We'll click, if you click on this, it'll take you right to your profile also. If you wanted to add a user, say if you had somebody working on your site, you can put in a different username and all sorts of things and give them a password, and you could give them any sorts of rights. Now the administrator rights is what you have. That means they can make any changes all site-wide. But if you have somebody working on your site, that might be what you'll have to do anyway. So that's how you add a new user. We'll click on your profile and go back here real quick. Okay, so you don't want to disable the visual editor most generally. Admin color scheme, which is just talking about this stuff in here. I like blue, so I'll click on blue. Toolbar, it says this is the toolbar right here, this black toolbar. If you don't want it, uncheck that box. And there's that admin username. See, it doesn't let you change it from the dashboard. It takes a little more work to change it. So we've already made it something other than admin anyway, so we don't have to worry about it. Admin nickname. And it's fine to have admin as that. There's nothing, no security risk at all. Display our name publicly as admin. There's that administrator email. You can change anytime you want right there. And some other personal stuff. Right down here at the bottom, if you would like to change that password, you have to enter it in twice. Now, if you do want to change a password, make sure it's a strong password. It'll give you an indicator right here. Now, I use something called LastPass. There's also something called RoboForm. I'm not familiar, I've never used it, but it's something similar. It automatically saves all my passwords and usernames and all sorts of other information in encrypted files, which means even the people at LastPass really can't access it. So it gives you a way to generate a strong password just by clicking generate, and then you can put it in there and make a new password, which is, it's always a good policy to change passwords every once in a while.
and we also just save them in that file, login file that we've made up, right guys? That's enough. Well, we did make a change, so we'll click update profile. Always save your changes. That's always a good habit. That's a good habit to form also when you're doing something web design or anything on the internet. Okay, so we've done that. Now what I like to do, click on pages. That'll open up the drop down. You can click here or click here to add a new page. We are going to add 4 default pages. I'm going to dismiss this. We're going to add 4 default pages before we get going here. I'm going to add a home page and click add new and add another one. I'm going to make a blog. It's a good idea just to have a default blog page even if you're not going to have a blog. And we'll make an about me page. Click update, and then we'll add one more. Add new. We'll make a contact. Oops, misspelled it. Okay, then click publish. All right. Oh, I noticed one thing here now. It says change the permalink here. Now you notice this right here. It'll have your site URL, then a /, then it'll have this funky looking stuff, this question mark page ID equals 9, whatever the page ID number is. The search engines don't like that. It doesn't give them any information there, and people don't really like looking at it anyway. So I know I don't. So just click on the change permalinks. You can also change the permalinks. See, it opened up the settings, under settings, and then down to permalinks. But WordPress makes it easy for you, reminds you, so most people will just use this right here. For simplicity's sake, in this video, we'll just click on post name, then click Save Changes. I'll close that out and I'll show you what it did. Okay, so we'll just click Update over here. Okay, so now you notice that instead of all that question mark, etc., you just have the page or post name there, which is a lot better. So we've gotten that taken care of. So let's go to the settings page again, guys. You know what, guys? It just occurred to me that I think that I made a mistake, and I'm just going to leave this in the video just to show you what I did. So I'm going to go back to the pages. Okay, now remember we were making 4 default pages, the home, the blog, the contact, about me, but there's no blog showing up here. I'll show you what I did. I'm going to click this about me. And see how the permalink, it says blog? Well, that's because when I was originally making the blog page, I'm just going to click update. Instead of, after I made the blog page, instead of adding and clicking add new, I just typed in about me and then clicked update. So it changed the title of this page to about me, even though the slug says, that's called a slug right here, by the way, even though the slug says blog. So I just went ahead and changed that. Now I will add another page called the about me, so we can get rolling here. Okay, I guess, well, I'll just leave this in this video just because, mistakes happen, guys. We're all human, and especially when you're making a video. Alright, we made an about me. Now you see where it says about me too. I guess that's because I already called the page about me. So anyway, we won't care too much about that. So we're just going to go back to the settings page now. Alright, now we're back in the settings, the general settings. First of all, here's your site title or site name. Remember we put that in the Fantastico site name. It shows up right there. Here's your tagline, which will show up on the website underneath your title or site name. So I'll just put in something here. Okay, misspelled and let's see here. Okay, there we go. Okay, now below the tagline there's WordPress address URL, site address URL. We're just going to stick in a www dot, 3 W's and a dot. The reason being is, some people associate a website address or a URL web address with a www. People also say that if you don't have the www in here, that sometimes the search engines won't recognize it if people put in the www dot before they put in your site URL. The search engines have caught up to this, I believe, but we'll just go ahead and do that just for the sake of argument. Now, there's some other stuff here. You can change the date format, your time zone that you're in, and that sort of thing, but I'm just going to click Save Changes, and it's making me log in again. Alright, WordPress is getting secure, which is a good thing, I suppose. Alright, so we'll go back over here and reload the tab, and now the site I misspelled tips and tricks there too, didn't I? Okay, we'll change that real quick. Tips and tricks. Okay. Alright, I'm not the best typer, but you know what, guys, I get by, so. Okay, so we'll go back here and I'll reload it once more time. There we go. There's the site. There are those pages that we've made up. Oh, you know, it has a couple home pages. Well, we're going to get rid of that real quick. I'll show you what we're going to do. So now we've got our general settings now. Alright, let's click on the writing settings. Take a look at that real. Okay, size of post box. Now, 20 lines. That let's take a look at a poster. Well, a page is the same thing. It'll be the same difference. Let's look at the contact page and see what we're talking about here. Okay, so this is your writing box here, and this is, I guess, must be 20 lines long, or yeah, the length of it must be 20 lines. So sometimes when you're writing pages and posts, of course, you're going to go a lot longer than 20 lines, and you know, when you have to scroll up and down, it gets a little confusing. So to take care of that, let's go back to and let's set it to 50 lines. You know, that'll give you a sufficient space where you won't be confused what you wrote in the last paragraph. Okay, so we just saved the changes. Did I save changes? I can't remember. Okay, save changes. Let's go back to that page and see what the difference it made. Contact page. Okay, now you notice, oh, look at that, much longer. You can make quite a bit longer post without having to scroll up and down in the writing box. So I like that to change that. That's a good idea. So we'll go back to the writing settings. So this part, I don't know, I can't tell you the truth. Convert like this to graphics. Okay, so I guess that converts it to a smiley face, that sort of thing. Well, that's up to you. This one right here, I would make a category, even if you don't know, you know, make it a default category rather than just uncategorized. You could make it newest or whatever your website is about. You could just have one main category, and then you can always put your posts in different categories. Don't have it sitting in limbo, kind of in that uncategorized post category, which is nothing. Default post format, well, you can take a look at this later, but I'm not going to go into that right now. This is fine. Press this. You know, tell you the truth, I've never used it, but it looks pretty interesting. I have some curating software which I can find content on and post it to my websites, and then also it has to have a link back to the original website. Then I also write in my own stuff too. It's a good way to get good content and give you good ideas also. I've never tried this, but apparently you can use this to clip text, images, and videos from any web pages, and you can add it straight to a post on your site. You just drag and drop this or add it to your favorites. So that looks kind of interesting. I might have to try this out, but like I said, I have some software that I kind of use for getting content from other websites. All this other stuff, you know, I've never done a post via email or done remote publishing, so I can't really tell you about that. Update services. Now this is the pinging. It looks like it has one ping URL in there right now. What pinging does for you is, well, there is a list of pinging URLs that I will put on my website. You guys can have this for free, and all you do is just copy and paste that in there to this right here, and it'll go one per line, so that just like it says. Pinging just kind of when you make a new post, WordPress will ping all those, send pings to all these different URLs, and that notifies the search engines, hey, there's a new post there. So yeah, it's a kind of a cool thing to have. And like I said, that ping list of mine, I'll have that for free on my website. So that takes care of the writing settings. Now let's go to the reading settings. Now you notice right here it says front page displays your latest posts, which means that basically your front page is a blog. We don't necessarily want that generally, so see, this is your first post. There's that number, that's a post. So what we're going to do, we'll click the little button that says a static page your front page displays as. By the front page, we'll click the drop down menu and put home, and the posts page, we'll select that blog, and that's why we made that default blog page, whether you're going to have one or not. Okay, and then this other stuff is the numbers right there are good numbers just to keep as they are, so we'll just click on Save Changes. Now we'll go show you what happened here. There we go. See, we got rid of one of those homes, and now it's not a blog anymore, so we're making some headway. Alright, we'll click on the discussion settings tab, and this is right here. You can uncheck this box if you don't want people to leave comments. You know, I've found that it doesn't work a lot of times, but we'll go ahead and just leave it checked, but you can uncheck it if you like and then click Save Changes. There's some other stuff in here you can take a look at. There's nothing really for me to, you know, you can have somebody email you when somebody posts a comment. Before a comment appears, must always approve the comment. That might be a good one to have sometimes. Or if they've already left comments, that's a pretty good one too. So we'll just leave that the way it is anyway. Media settings, that's basically just showing you your default thumbnail, medium and large image sizes and that sort of thing. Click on the privacy settings. We're just going to double check your site visibility. Generally you want this little button right here selected that allows the search engines to index this site, unless you just want people to be able to access your site just if they have the direct link, then you can click this button. Otherwise, if you click this button, it probably won't show up in the search engines at all unless somebody has a link. We didn't make any changes. We've already changed the permalinks, so now we're going to start configuring some of those pages. But before we do, we're going to visit the plugins page. We're going to get a couple plugins here that I'm going to show you about. Plugins are, we're going to click Add New. Plugins are an awesome feature of WordPress. There are plugins that have just about any function you can think of, paid and free plugins. There's just tons of plugins, but you can look at the featured, the popular, the newest, all the sorts of stuff. But we're going to we're going to search for a couple plugins. First, there's one that I use sometimes. It's called TinyMC Advanced. The TinyMC Advanced plugin, we're going to click on details there, and I'll show you a couple things. Now, the TinyMC Advanced, as I was trying to say, just gives some more features to the visual edit interface. But right now, let's see what the guidelines that I have for plugins. I see it was updated 88 days ago. That's not bad, you know. If it's still working up to date, you know, it doesn't need to be updated necessarily all the time. It's been downloaded 1.5 million times. The rating is a solid 4 stars, and there's 533 ratings. So that's a pretty darn good rating, you know, because some people just leave bad ratings for whatever reason, you know, they're a competitor and I've used this plugin before. So the main things that I would say about plugins, you can install a bunch, but I would only activate one at a time. And if they have low ratings, you know, they might still be good plugins, but there might only be a couple ratings, and like I said, people will leave bad ratings for who knows what reason. So that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad plugin. But if it hasn't been updated for a long time, say 400 days ago, and supposedly not compatible for the newest version, that's one to stay away from. So we'll just click on install now, and I'm going to activate this one. But as I was saying before, you can install a bunch, but I would only activate one at a time unless they're plugins that you know about. Because if your theme stops working and you activate a bunch at a time, you won't know what caused it. You won't know which plugin is the culprit. So just activate one at a time generally, unless they're plugins that you've used before. So okay, we'll search for one more plugin just to have it on our site when we make our contact page. So I'm going to look for a contact form. I'm just going to type in contact form, even though I know the one I'm looking for. You saw it there. Contact form, easy contact forms. I've heard of this one. You know, this might be a pretty good one. Let's see. Where's the one I was looking for? There it is, down at the bottom. Now I use this one a lot. Well, still, you see, it only has four stars, but it has, you know, 1,500 people, so that's pretty good for 1,500 people. Like I said, we'll click on details, and this is uploaded almost 7 million times. It's compatible. It's been updated, you know, about a month ago. It's great. So this is a very good plugin. I'm going to install it now, and I'm going to activate it also. I know about this plugin. Okay, we've got our plugins. We've got the TinyMC Advanced, which helps the visual editor before we start using it to configure our pages. So I'm going to click on Pages, and we'll start with the home page. Let's go look at it first. There we go. We're at the home page. We'll add some content and do all sorts of other stuff. Quick edit, see what it says here. See how this little box right over here? Now, if this box is checked, I'll show you. It generally is by default, I believe, but let's reload the tab. Now you see somebody can leave a reply. So this is how I do it page by page generally about the leaving comments. So we'll click the quick edit, hover over the page, then click on quick edit, and then just uncheck that little box that says allow comments. Okay, now just click on the home and we'll start adding some content. I've got a little bit of content I've already made up so you don't have to watch me type. I'll just copy and paste it in there, format it a little bit so there's not quite so much space in between, and I'll click update. We'll go and click on reload tab and we'll see what happened here. WordPress, we'll add a link there. I'll show you that. Let's make it out. Stay on page. We'll update first. Always update or save your work. That's always a cardinal rule in computers, working anything about computers. I'm going to copy this link here. I'm going to go back to the same page since Okay, now we'll just add a link. I'm going to highlight this, the WordPress right there. Now you notice right over here, this little chain link there. We'll just insert a link. We'll just paste in the URL from WordPress.org. There we go. We'll open the link in a new tab and then just click on Add Link. Now that is a link. Of course, we'll click Update. And there we go. Now it should be a link right here. Sure enough, and the font's a little smaller. Click on that. It should take you to WordPress.org, and sure enough, it works. Okay. All right. Let's add an image right above the. Well, before I do that, let's talk about the visual editor real quick. Now, I'm going to shrink my screen size. There we go. That's what I needed to do. Okay, the visual editor right here is just like most text editors here. Well, we've got some added features from the Tiny MCE Advanced right here. Now, see this right over here on the far right on the top? If you click that, it hides or opens up what's called the kitchen sink. So everything but the kitchen sink. Now there's lots of, just the normal stuff: bold, italic, underline, spell check, strike through. You can add right now, and then also this is the visual editor, but you do not, I'm going to click on it anyway. Now you notice when we go to HTML, it has all the code in there and that sort of stuff. You do not want to start adding stuff in visual and then go into HTML and adding stuff. It messes things up big time, so don't do it, guys. Just take my word for it. But right now we'll get back to uploading an image. Right here it says upload insert. Just click on that little icon there. You can drag a file from off camera. I can drag a file from off camera here. You can drag and drop it right on there. Makes it easy for your files, or you can select and browse. I'll try to find a file I can put in there. Oh, we'll put this one right in here. There we go. Okay, I just dragged and dropped that. You can also browse for it if you'd like I said. Now it's going to show you can edit the image if you'd like. There's the dimensions of it, and you can put in some alternate text. I'm not going to bother with that, and a description and a caption and all that sort of thing. Now the link URL, that means if somebody clicks on the picture, it will open up in its own page, and I don't really like that to happen, so I'm going to click on none for the link URL. The alignment, we're going to align it left. We'll make it full size, which is 225 by 205, and we'll just click Insert into Post. That's not where I wanted it, actually. We'll see if we can, we'll just get rid of it right now. You click on this, and this little red circle, Delete Image. We'll just delete it. Then we'll insert it up here at the top where I wanted it. Okay, I didn't have the cursor there, so we'll upload the image, and I'll show you something else you can do too. I've already got this on our in the media library. Well, let's see, is it in the gallery? Yes, it is. Okay, so we've already uploaded it, so we can just don't have to upload it again. We'll click none on the link URL again. We'll just insert it into post, and it should, there it goes, right over here where you want it. We'll click on update first of all. We'll go check out and see what it looks like. Okay, that's okay, but it's a little overpowering, my mug there, my face, so a quick way to edit it. See, you can just click on it. You have to update it first before you can edit the size like this, but now that we've got it updated, let's see if we make it a little smaller here. A little more. Well, maybe try to get it a little smaller. Well, there we go. And then we'll click update. And we'll reload the tab. And there you go. That looks a little better. Okay, so now we've got a little bit of done to the home page, but you know what? It's still not doing it for us. There's a few things we'd like to do. Well, one thing, we'd like to get rid of this sample page. So we'll go back here, and this is called the menu if you weren't aware of that. This is the menu. Go over here and click on Appearance. You can also just hover over it, but we'll open it up here now. Under Menus, click on that. Now you need to just make a new menu, so we'll just call one Default, which is what I usually call it. Click on Create Menu. Okay, now we have our default menu. Now we want to come over here where it says Theme Locations and then Primary Menu. Click on the drop down and select that default and then click Save. Otherwise it's not going to show up in as your primary menu. Custom link, you can add a URL here and then add an item here. Somebody can click on a menu item which will take them to a new page. So we'll go ahead and do that. We'll do the WordPress.org again. We'll open that up in a new page this time. Copy this. I think I've already copied this, but okay, now you just paste in that URL there and paste it in. Okay, and then you just have to name it something. We'll just put WP Info. Okay, now we've got that. We'll just add it to the menu. Okay, it shows right up over here now. Okay, now the pages. Put the little check in the box next to the pages, the menu item, the pages that you want to show up in your menu. We don't want the sample page, so we'll leave that unchecked and we'll just click Add to Menu. Just click Save Menu and we'll see what happened here. Okay, they're all there. See, this one will take you to WordPress.org, but we don't want the order like this, so we're going to change the order by doing it very simply. You just hold it over the item, and then you just left click and drag. We'll drag the home up to be the first menu item. The other stuff is pretty good. In fact, you know what? You can even indent it if you want and have submenus. We'll show you how that works. Click on Save Menu, and we'll go back over here. I'll right click and reload tab, and there we go. Hover over home and see you have the drop down, take you to WordPress.org, and there's About Me and Contact. Okay, well, what else can we do to this site to make it look a little different here? Well, there's a few other things. Click on Theme Options. Change the color scheme. Here we go. We'll just click on Save Changes, and we'll reload tab and take a look. Now it's a dark color scheme, but you notice how this background here doesn't make the site stand out. So let's change that and click on Background. And all you have to do, you can upload an image if you'd like, but we're just going to select a lighter color. Just click Select Color, and then you have to get your color wheel wherever you want it here. I don't know, it doesn't really matter because we're just going to select something really light if we can. Okay, there we go. That'll work. And click Save. See, it has a preview there. Oops. Oh, darn it. Okay, click Save Changes, and we'll go back and we'll click Save Changes. Okay, that's pretty good. Well, there is one other thing that I've noticed. I'm going to go to the header here. Now you notice that it's been randomly rotating through all these headers. We want a static header, and I'm partial to the ocean scene here, so I'm going to check that one. If you have a header already uploaded, you can remove it right there. If you want to upload a custom header, make sure it's the size that they say, or else it'll be cropped. And the text color, which this is white, we like that on our dark color scheme, so click Save Changes. That's about all we're going to do to the home page. So let's go back to the pages, and we will go to blog page. Just first of all, hover over, we'll do a quick edit, and we generally, with the blog page, really what we're going to do is we're going to the posts, because the blog shows our latest posts. It's not really a page, it just shows all the posts. So just click on Posts. Then we're going to add a new post. Now you can add posts you can have it sorted by categories, by tags, all sorts of things, but we're just going to add a new post. Just check out our site changes. Alright, and then I'll just paste in a couple lines here well, one sentence anyway, that I already typed up. Control V, there we go, and we'll just click Publish. We'll go back over here and click on Blog. Now you see that the most recent post shows up right at the top. Now you can add photos in here. Like I said, you can put it in different categories. See, now over here on the right in the widgets, you can have all your posts. People can click on different categories to find different posts in different categories and that sort of thing. So there's a lot of stuff to cover, but that's about all we're going to talk about posts right now in this basic video. So we've done our blog page, the posts. Now let's go back to pages and let's do something with the About Me page. So let's go over here and see what it looks like. First of all, well, we don't want people leaving comments, so we're going to change that and then put some content in there. So hover over the page and click on Quick Edit, and untick that box, and click Update. Then people won't be able to leave comments, but just click on About Me, and I'll paste in a little bit of content in there right now. And I'll click Update. Let's see what it looks like now. Okay, we got rid of the comments and we got the little content in there, but let's make this look a little better here. I'll put in another picture here just because. Okay, we're going to click None for the link URL like we did before. Here's all the other stuff we talked about. We'll do it full size and insert into post. Okay, and we'll click Update. Click on the About Me again. And there's that picture. We'll resize it. We're shrinking it down a little bit. Click Update again. I'll make it a little smaller even still. Alright, we'll click Update. Click this refresh the screen. Okay, that looks all right. Just the formatting here is a little off. You can mess with that. You notice right here that we just have a default page. There's no sidebars or anything. We're going to put a sidebar in here. So over here on the right, under template, on the bottom right, just click the drop down menu and just click on sidebar template and click update. Now we'll go click and see what it looks like. Alright, so here are the widgets as they're called. We have a bunch of widgets over on the right, but you know what? For one thing, we don't like some of these widgets. We're going to change that, and we also don't want them on the right, so we'll take care of that right now. So hover over Appearance and then click on Theme Options. Now it says Content on the left. We want the content on the right, so we're going to click that little button, Content on the right, and click Save Changes. And then we'll go back and see what the changes. See, now it switched over here. Okay, but we're going to we are going to edit some of those out. We're going to click on under Appearance, click on Widgets, and we'll get rid of some of those and add a couple different ones. So we'll get rid of most of these just by clicking on the arrow and deleting. And recent comments, we don't want that in there either. We'll leave recent posts in there. Click delete for the archives and the categories. We'll delete that one. Okay, so widgets are just a great feature, also just like plugins are, of WordPress. They have all sorts of different functions. In fact, many plugins have their own widgets that you can use in the sidebar. So you can have your RSS feed, your links, you can make a custom menu. You know how we made our menu. You can make a different menu with different pages or different posts or different custom links, and you can put it in your sidebar. All sorts of things. Here's one here. We'll just put over here for demonstration purposes the pages. We'll just close that. Okay. And here is the widget, the text widget. It says arbitrary text or HTML. And this widget you're probably going to use a lot. So I'm just going to use that. See, I've done a practice run already. Put text and HTML here. Alright, I've got just something I'm going to paste in here and show you guys just a demonstration of what you can do with the text widget. Now, my next video number 2 in my series, will be about using widgets, and I'm going to go into actually using HTML and that sort of thing. Also, I'll go in a little bit of HTML. What I do, I usually just keep a cheat sheet of different codes. I do know some, many of them by memory now, but I use a cheat sheet just to copy and paste, and that's what you guys can do. But right here I've just pasted in, this first one here, href, and then you have a link, a couple quotation marks and a link inside the quotes, and then we have, this is my HostGator affiliate link, and then it points to whatever it's going to link to. You could have text here also, but it's going to link to an image that I uploaded to the site. Like I said, I'll go into this more in my next video here, video number 2. But I'm just going to show you what happens when I put all this stuff in here, what it'll look like back when we check it out here. Okay, we save that. We'll go back to the About Me, and we'll see what the changes look like so far. Okay, see, we got rid of some of these. Now, the Pages widget right here shows all the pages on the site. You can exclude certain pages and I'll go into using this also in the next widget video that I make, which will be made very shortly, probably by the time you're viewing this video. Now, what I put in here, this is an image that I uploaded, a little banner ad that I made up. It has my my discount code there for HostGator. It has my discount code there and that sort of thing. Start a website now, and if you click on this banner ad, it will take you to HostGator. We'll go into that more in the widgets menu, the widgets video, but that just shows you can put just so much stuff in here with the HTML and text. Widgets are a cool feature. Okay, so I'm going to shrink this back down so that it looks a little better. We've got our About Me page configured pretty well. We could probably put a link in here too if we wanted. We already did that once, but we've got a picture, and we changed the widgets and the content and the layout of the site. Put in a little HTML image linked widget in the text widget. So we've got About Me pretty good. So the last one we are going to take a look at and configure on the pages is the contact. Right now it has a leave a reply. We don't want that. We'll change that real quick. Okay, we'll go back over to pages, click on pages, and we'll go over to the contact. First of all, hover over that and click quick edit, and we'll untick the allow comments. Then go back to contact and click on it. Alright, so you notice WordPress does not have a standard default contact page, and what we need is a contact form, and that's why we uploaded that plugin, the Contact Form 7 plugin. That's a very good plugin. Like I said, simple but flexible. I use it a lot. There are other contact form plugins also. After we installed the Contact Form 7 plugin, down here below settings, this little contact link there, that takes you to the Contact Form 7 page where you can configure different sorts of contact forms. You can make all sorts of different ones for different purposes. In video number 3, I'm going to show you ways you can use this plugin along with WordPress SEO by Yoast plugin and one or two others. I haven't decided which ones yet. That I will go into much greater detail than I'm going to go in here about these plugins, and you'll have a really good idea how to use it after you watch the video number 3. But right now, all I'm going to do, I just clicked in there, and now I'm going to copy the contact form we have right here. We'll go back to our contact page, and we'll just paste in that what is called a short code. In between these little brackets here, those are short codes. So you can put it in the visual or the HTML page view. Either way, we'll just click update and then we'll go back and we'll check out and see what it looks like. Okay, so we took out the leave a reply and we put in a standard little contact form where people can get a hold of you. We've got our simple little site configured pretty good, but maybe this isn't just, no matter what we've done, it just doesn't do it for you, and you want to change the look of this site a lot more than what we're doing. The last thing we're going to get into, click on appearance and click on themes. Alright, let's take a look and go over WordPress themes. Now WordPress themes, you can totally change the look of your site just by installing a new theme. Of course, many times you'll have to do some changes and customization to it, but WordPress themes are awesome, guys. In this video, I'm going to go over the basics. I'll show you a little bit about free themes and some paid themes and places you can get them, but I will have a complete video, I believe it'll be, I'm not sure yet, video 4 or 5 or 6, where I will customize a WordPress theme and show you a lot of little tips and tricks about that. But right now, we're just going to go over the basics. Let's click on the Install Themes. Now you can search for mainly free themes here in the WordPress.org directory, but free themes there's some really good free themes actually. You can search for them by different features here. You see here all these different things, but you can also search for them by a keyword. I'm just going to click on the featured tab. These themes are generally pretty good themes when they're in the featured tab. Now I'll tell you a couple things that I look for in a free theme. Now I'm going to click on the details. This is a responsive theme I know is a good theme. In fact, I use that theme. I have used this one before. I know that's a pretty good theme. The other ones I'm not familiar with. Take a look at the details here. Okay, well it has pretty good rating. Well, it has like 24 ratings, but version 1.52. Now it says it's backed by our free dedicated support forums. That is one thing you need to look for in a theme, a free theme. If the author supports it, if you can get some help, whether that's a support forum or documents or that sort of thing, and if it's updated fairly regularly. If your free theme stops working down the road in the next version of WordPress or so, it stops being a bargain and becomes, it costs you money if you're a business especially. But so that's a couple things to look for in free themes. Let's just click the install button here, and then you have to click install now. We'll just take a preview of it. We're not going to activate it right now. Now you notice it changed the look of it a lot, and you'd have to do some configuration here, but not real complicated in lots. Some of it does get a little complicated, but as far as making this look a little different, it wouldn't be too hard. I'm not going to activate it right now, but let's just return back to the theme page, manage themes. Okay, now the responsive theme is downloaded. If you just click activate, of course, it will replace your current theme with the new one. Not much to that. So, free themes. Let's take a look at some paid themes. That's when you really start getting into some cool themes here, guys. I'm going to show you a couple of my themes that I have. A couple themes that I didn't make these themes, but I have these demo sites that I configured themes. I show them to clients. In fact, these themes right here are awesome. The couple of themes I'm going to show you here. In fact, you guys could do these themes without much more training than what I'm going to give you, because, well, you can do it with what I'm going to tell you how in these videos, this video and the next videos. Basically, all the tools you would need for this theme would be an image editor, so you can resize your images for the image slider. But other than that, all this in here is done by widgets and just following the documentation for the theme, and then doing installing, uploading images and that sort of thing. But in fact, here I've got another one here. This is also done mainly just using widgets. I think this whole page, the whole front page, is widgets. Just widgets everywhere. Look at this location. Click here to get directions. And location. Click here to get directions. Let's see what it didn't take me to the ARC location. That must need to be. There we go. You just click, you have your address, you type it in here, and it'll show up down here, and then somebody can get directions via the Google map. Anyway, cool themes. In fact, these themes I offer a do-it-yourself to businesses where I'll just install the themes and plugins and configure the plugins and that sort of thing, and I'll give them a tutorial video on how to use the theme, and then they can just run with it, and they can add the content themselves. It's really, these couple themes right here are that simple. All right, here is another restaurant theme that I have. The other two themes you can't actually buy these themes right now. I do have them available, of course, for my customers, and like I said, I have the do-it-yourself options. This theme right here is called the Envision theme, and this, of course, is a customized theme. It's a restaurant theme. Now you notice all this stuff here. Now this theme's a little more complicated than these other two, but this is another theme demo that I have. This is not an actual business, but very cool theme though. Just right down here, plugins and widgetized areas are all that it takes. Plugin does all the graphics for you, and that's a really cool thing. You can print the coupon. Look at that. Oh, no more coupons left. Oh, expires. I guess I can't show you the print coupons. I'd have to adjust the settings on these coupons. But very cool theme. I really like this theme. And I'll show you who makes this theme. Look at this. Look at the menu right here. Look at the menu page. There's a different slider here that you can put pictures in. Very, very cool, I think, anyway. I think restaurants really like these themes, and I'll show you who makes these themes. This theme right here, the Envision theme, it's called a company called Theme Fuse. And there's the theme we were just looking at. It's called the Envision theme. Very nice theme. I think it's around $50. I'm not sure. Let's see here. Anyway, these themes they all have great documentation. This theme takes a little more work than my other two demos that I showed you, but still, it's definitely doable for you guys. You just have to kind of take your time and learn as you go, and you can make some great looking websites with all these different themes. Here's one more theme I'm going to show you, just because this is going to be my theme that I'm going to make the WordPressHowTos.com website, which I actually haven't even started yet. But maybe by the time you're watching this video, that it will be finished. But I hadn't decided which theme I was going to use. I decided on Catalyst just because it was more user friendly and a little easier to use, to me anyway. That's what it seems like. I'm not a coder. I do know some code and stuff, just like you guys. I'm not a coder, but this theme I'm going to show you. In fact, I'm going to make a video showing how you customize the Catalyst theme. That'll be a future video. I'm not sure what video number it'll be, but very cool theme. I've done a lot of research on it. When you see the WordPress how-to site, that's what you'll see. That this theme will be on display, and it'll be an ongoing project. And like I said, I will make a video. This theme right here will cost you $77, and well, you have some different options here that you get more support and that sort of thing. But $77, you can use it as many times as you want. I'm looking forward to working with this theme. So, well, guys, the sky's the limit, as they say. With WordPress, you can make incredible looking websites. Here's a demo, a little showcase of somebody used the Catalyst theme to make this website, and they have many, many more. But the sky is the limits. But of course, you have to start it somewhere, start and build a foundation of your knowledge, and experimenting and trying it out, and you will be able to build some great websites. If you don't try to just try to build Rome all in one day, you won't get there. But if you take your time and have some fun and keep on learning, you'll be able to build some great looking WordPress websites. Stay tuned for video number 2 and then video number 3. I know what they're going to be, using widgets, video number 2, and video number 3 is all about plugins. I'm going to take a few plugins and show you how I configure them and how I use them, and I'll take it from there. So hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and keep on keeping on, guys. Take care.